Hey guys, what's up? What is up? What is up? I know I just gave you guys a live stream a little while ago, but things happen. Things happen, right? We had a flare. Was not like coming at us or anything, but it did produce radio blackouts, and that thought I'd pop on here and let you guys see what I do here when I go through this. Whenever I'm looking at stuff, guys, I'll wait a couple seconds. I know this is an odd time, so we'll wait and see if we can't get some more people come on in. While you're waiting on that, if anybody wants to share the stream, that would be cool. Again, is what it is. Hey, Charlotte, how you guys doing? Yeah, I don't anticipate a whole lot of people here right now. Just so everybody understands. I'm surprised I got this many. Hey, Deborah, what's up? I will say this, that notifications are really, really bad right now. That's not just me. It's all over the whole platform. It just seems as though they're not doing a whole lot right now as far as putting notifications out. It's kind of strange, and it's not just, like I said, it's not even in this genre. It is like platform wide. Everybody. I'm not sure if they're having algorithmic issues or something. I don't know what the answer is to that, but yeah. So with that being said, I guess I'll say hi to everybody real quick. Deborah, L Boogie, Cheryl, Joe, Charlotte, Brenda, Michael, Andre. Good to see you guys. And again, guys, I really don't anticipate a whole lot of people here because I just did a just happened to be up. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought. This is an extremely odd time for me to be live. Didn't used to be. I used to do this all the time. But obviously, family comes first and have to switch stuff around. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? Michael, what's up? Paradox, Tony Powell, how you doing? Okay, so with that being said, I will go ahead and get into this. Again, I'm going to let you guys see what I do when I see stuff like this. So what I did was I was actually getting ready to go lay down, which happens to me a lot. I don't know why, but it does. Anyway, hey, Lisa. But you see all the flares we've been having? That's what that is, guys. Those are C-class flares, and then this was an M-1. It popped out there pretty cool. It thought it was going to be cool and be like not facing us, but like I said in my previous stream, that sunspot has already crested the limb, but because of the way things are, it's right on that edge, and when it flared, the X-rays we were exposed to that also. So just thought I'd say, point that out. Hey, from South Africa, how you doing, Chris? Good to see you. Dudley, what's going on? Brenda, what's happening? And I get it, guys. And like I said, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people here, so I'm kind of paying a little bit more attention to the chat than what I probably should be. People get on me all the time about that. I just like the connection and the conversation with you guys. It's really why I keep doing this. But I also get raked over the coals for that. But, I got to do what I got to do, right? You know what I mean? It wouldn't be me if I didn't do what I do. So, hey, Crazy Mexican, what's happening? Heather, what's up? All right, so back to the science. Okay, so I will stick to this till I get through it. Then we can talk later. But anyway, we've had 24 hours of off and on flaring from this sunspot. That's what you're seeing there. Notice that, again, that's a flare. It's not producing geomagnetic activity, okay? Now, it's not to say that the geomagnetic activity can't get released at the same time, because it oftentimes does. Hey, Sid, and when you're looking at this, please keep that in mind. There are two different things. Now, with the bigger flares, almost every time you're going to get a CME also. Okay? Hey, Miss Herman, good to see you over here. Paradox, what's up? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to concentrate on this, guys. Sorry. I'm squirreling again. But it's a good way to show you guys, hey, we get these flares and no, we don't get any geomagnetic activity with it. So, with that being said, you guys can see the yellow box here. R1, that's the lowest level. of radio blackout conditions. All you got to do is click on it and tell you what you can expect. It says weak or minor degradation of high-frequency radio communications on the sunlit side. So it is, I live in the States, obviously. The majority of you guys do too. But South Africa was just in here. I'm sorry I forgot your name already. I apologize. It's hard to keep up sometimes, guys. It's not intentional. I'm trying to figure out if I can find that. Okay, Chris, there you go. He may be experiencing some of this. It's possible. I'm not saying that he is. Only he can answer that. He's where he's at. But like I said, guys, if we go over here and let me check something real quick. Okay. Just want to make sure we were still good to go. This is what we look at typically when we see these things happen, the absorption, right? And you're not seeing nothing here, and I'm looking at the timestamp. So I'm going to play this, and I think what you're going to find is these are the flares throughout the day. See them? Okay? Wherever this is, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry I forgot. It is sometimes hard to keep stuff straight like that, especially when I try to make it a more personal, conversation, which is what I like to do because, that's why I do it. I don't do this for me. I promise you guys that. I don't monetize or anything like that on this channel, and it is what it is. Hey, Nibby, what's up? Carolyn, what's happening? So as you guys can see, again, this is not a big deal, okay? But I was just getting ready to lay down, and I thought I'd chime in real quick. Chris, see where that's hitting? If you're in South Africa, you're here. So I would imagine, I'm not saying you're having any radio issues. Most likely, probably not. But it was a chance for R-1 there. And again, it's a minor. That's why I put it in the title like that. Oftentimes you see people say blackout and it's the end of the world and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, not going to go there. If you want to see that kind of stuff, you need to go get some critical updates from critical, and everything's critical, and stay tuned to all the critical updates critically. If you critically get what I'm saying. So you want that kind of stuff? It's over there. It's over there being critical. So anyway, this is the day side of the planet right now. Okay. And you see it blasting there. So it wasn't a direct hit where you're at, Chris. But it's, pretty close. So let's just take a look at where the flare was at. Obviously that's crested the limb already. And this has been producing C-class flares all day long. And I showed you guys that earlier in my earlier stream. So, and this last one was the strongest. And you oftentimes wonder if that was, and most likely if this was here when it flared, our detectors may have, hey, what's up from UK? Most likely would have picked up some more X-ray. And it probably would have pushed that X-ray production up a little bit, thus making it, a bigger flare, at least as far as X-rays go. Now this flare, it's it's the size that it is, right? Even if it flared right in front of us, it would still be the same exact size flare. It's just our detectors aren't there to see the whole thing, and that's just what it is. We just get a much clearer data point when it's right in front of us. That's kind of what I'm saying. So it could have been a little bit more strong, or at least here on Earth, if this thing had flared when it was over here. That sunspot there was quiet almost all the way through the whole time of its existence. All the way it rotated through, and then it gets over here and it starts acting up. And you can't pinpoint when and where sunspots are going to act up. Yeah, there's factors you can figure in. Planetary alignments and stuff like that, which do increase some of the chances of these flares. But the main factor is, the main sunspot typically has to have friends to play with. Okay, it usually has to have a sunspot and probably some trailing smaller sunspots with it, with the proper polarity and magnetism to really make them interact in ways that it flares. And that's a very basic definition, or a very basic explanation, I should say, of what goes on. I'm not going to go technical on this right now. It takes too long to really get down into that. But again, yeah, I would strongly suggest, if you guys want to know about flares and CMEs and anything at all to do with the sun, go check out Tim at the Scove. I've talked about her multiple times. You know, it's free college, guys. Just go check her out. I can't say it enough. But anyway. So, anyway. All right, geoelectric field model. I'm showing you this for one reason. Again, this is what you would be talking about for like geomagnetic activity, right? And this is on our artificial electrical components, which is our grid. And what you're going to see, even though we had radio blackout conditions and stuff like that, it's mainly on the day side of the planet. Plus, you can see that it's not really producing any geomagnetic activity immediately. And that's exactly what you would expect. Even if a CME blew off, it's still going to take some time to get here. So the X-ray already got here. And this is I'm showing you this because this is showing you that they're not the same. A flare and a CME is not the same. So you can definitely tell that there is really not much activity here. Yeah, going on right now geomagnetically. So we ain't got no issues for like grid down stuff or anything like that. So if somebody wants to start screaming that, question it if I was you guys. But yeah. I want to go over this again real quick too, because I kind of rushed through this in my last stream. You know, this, I talk about spaceweather.com all the time. They just do such a great job. And some of the things that they actually physically do, guys, is they send up these balloons. And they get, you know, readings from higher positions in our atmosphere. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail of the layers there that it goes through. But when we had that G3 geomagnetic storm, you know, a few weeks back, obviously it was what they called a cannibal CME, because one caught up with the other one and they kind of combined, ate it up, however you want to put that. Basically, it was two eruptions that combined into one. And when that happened, you know, I think what he was saying here is they went ahead and launched a balloon when that happened here. And, you know, when we get hit with stuff from the sun, and this is what I've tried to explain for a few years, and he put it right there and explained it very, very well. You know, I oftentimes say, you know, the sun helps protect us from the sun. And that this is kind of what I mean. You know, it does help keep us a little bit stronger magnetically when the sun's in certain conditions and we're getting the right amount of stuff. But as far as radiation in our atmosphere, okay, when you get a CME impact, and this is evidence of it, especially a significant one, it actually flushes out some of the radiation. And you can see that with this data point right there. That's right in the middle of that CME impact, okay? And that's when it hit. And you see, you know, we had a certain amount of radiation up here all the way through, very consistent. And then we get this hit, and then you see this one drop down. Well, actually, that was after that one. So it almost immediately just grabbed some of it and just pushed it on through, right? And that's what happened. So I wanted to point that out too, because, you know, we think, you know, you get hit with the sun, well, more radiation's there now, right? Not necessarily. Oh. Hey, Redneck. Interesting name, man. Redneck Suburban Idiot. Yeah, don't call yourself an idiot. I know you're probably being semantical and a joke there, but man. Hey, Bonnie and Soul. Hey, Barbara. Kiwi. Matt. But yeah, guys, so I wanted to jump on here and let you guys see this. And so what we're going to do, this was back on the 3rd when this one was posted. So we'll go ahead and put it back on the 5th and see what they're saying right now. This flare didn't happen. It wasn't too long ago, right? Let's go up here and see what time it. Yeah, so it's been about 2 or 3 hours ago, which is why he's probably not written anything on it, because it's the middle of the night, guys. I mean, You know what I mean? And it's the weekend. So anyway, this is what he's talking about now. You know, in the solar eclipse, that was pretty cool for anybody. There's probably not a whole lot of people that actually seen this one. It's too far, too far towards the poles. Not a great amount of population lives that far south. So, New Mexico, huh? Cool. Good to see you, Buy and Soul. AB, what's up? You need to be radiated today, AB? Yeah. Yeah. And again, guys, like I said, I told you guys I'd pop on, let you guys know if stuff was happening. And I just happened to look before I was going to go lay down, and I seen we had that flare. But I was sure, and I want you guys to understand why I did this, okay? I was sure to put in the title and even in the thumbnail that it's a minor thing, okay? This is nothing to be screaming from the mountaintops about. This is nothing like that. But it is newsworthy, space weather newsworthy, okay? It's worth giving a talk about and take a look, right? And it was actually, for me and even for a lot of other people, probably a pretty good teaching model that this really did give us. Because, when it shows you that even though it's crested the limb, and I've talked about this before, if it flares, we can still get x-rays from it. And it was also a good way to show you that just because we had a flare doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get geomagnetic activity from it. Because this thing here is clearly going to blow off to the right. Now, we can go look at seeds. My guess is it hasn't updated quite yet. It takes a few hours to update, but we can go look. Let's go look real quick. I'll change the angstrom on SDO too. We'll take a look at a different angstrom here in just a second. Yeah, I mean, they haven't updated that yet. And again, it's not a big deal. That's normal. So just know that. Now we can, let's do this. We can see Lasco C3 right here. What's the timestamp on that? 7:30, so it's about an hour behind. So these are the flares that were happening earlier today. Okay, all throughout the day. It may not have picked up this last one yet. It might. Now, again, guys, this is Lasco C3 on the Soho Observatory. It sits out about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are, but it's from our perspective. But this is a more zoomed out version than what I show you guys with Lasco C2. So you're able to see more of, it's got a wider angle, basically. So yeah, you just don't have the zoomed in feature where you can actually really look at that really, really well. But these are all blowing off that side. Okay, nothing's coming at us as far as geomagnetically. But something else I found, I always find interesting, because this does, because I get this question sometimes. This blows off, and if you look at anything like close to it or near it, it did destabilize the sun a little bit magnetically. You can see these other ones start getting a little bit active. Nothing big or anything, but you definitely can see from going from all quiet to just at least a little bit of, pops here and there. And oftentimes that's what we'll see. We'll see one sunspot fire off, say, an M-class flare or even a C-class flare, and there'll be a sunspot kind of trailing behind it, and it will trigger that one, and that second one oftentimes is bigger. This is something I've observed, and, I'm sure lots of others have observed that also. Hey, Mary, how you doing? So, yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, guys, and let you guys see this real quick. Okay, what we'll do real quick before I get you guys out of here, we'll take a look at a different angstrom. I didn't see any filament releasing with that flare, so looking at 304 is probably not going to do us a whole lot of good. We'll check out the 211. If anything, this will show us where the coronal holes are. Oh wow, that was a little bit more eruptive than what I actually gave it credit for. Check it out. See, this is also showing you how that can, you see how this sunspot up here was affected by this? See it go across the surface, and watch this kind of shake over here. It's not shaking. It's reacting magnetically. Okay, that's what's happening there. But that's a big distance, right? I mean, we got to understand how big the sun is. So for it to go from here all the way up to there, it's, yeah. That does support the point that I was trying to make, as far as you get it here and it's going to just, destabilize other things to where they may go ahead and erupt also. That is kind of, kind of what I was trying to say there, because it definitely, you can see it. There's no doubt about it. It may have had some sort of, that, right there on the end, man, watch that thing just bam. Man, I wonder, man, I wish that thing was halfway facing us so we could get a good speed on that thing. That looks like that thing like really moved fast. And again, guys, if it's wide in size does not necessarily mean it's powerful. Okay? And a lot of times the bigger hits we get are from the smaller in size, more dense shots. It makes sense, right? It's kind of the same thing like if you're bowling, you take an 8-pound ball and then you switch to a 16-pound ball. What happens between those two? Obviously, the one that's more dense is going to have more reaction on the pins, right? And that's kind of what I'm saying. So, yeah. And we all understand that, most of us. And if you don't, it's okay. That's why I said it. Now you do. So, but there's really not a lot of other things to say here, guys. I already went over some of the stuff earlier today. And again, like I said, I'll come back on if there's anything else going on, like I said. And with this one's rotated off. We do have some coronal hole action going on. We're probably going to get some increased wind speed from that, from some of these that have rotated through. I don't have the Discover data up, but yeah. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end it, guys. I just wanted to pop on and say hey and let you guys see this, but just gas explosion, nothing else. Yeah, possibly. Well, I mean, it would be plasma, but yeah, and plasma is charged gas, so I'm not going to split hairs there when we're talking about this, but yeah. Yeah. Also, guys, I didn't look yet. I guess we could, because I'm, guys, I'm not the earthquake guy. Hey, Tom, by the way, if I didn't say hi. MJ, what's up? Well, let's pull up USGS real quick and just check it out, because there has been quite a few earthquakes, guys. And when I mean quite a few, I'm talking about quite a few bigger ones. Yeah, I mean, nothing like too serious right now. We've been seeing quite a few 6s and a lot of upper 5 quakes. And we always wonder if any of it's related by anything else, and there's really no way to like exactly pinpoint all that, because so many things have to factor in when we're trying to figure out earthquakes. It really does, yeah. Lots of stuff has to be figured in, so that's why I'm not the guy to even try to discuss that, and that's why I don't. So, Fan 27. Yeah, only crazy people. Well, yeah, I guess I am kind of crazy, but but you know how it is. But yeah, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, guys. If you guys get a chance, please come over to the Lifeboat. We're having some really good live feeds over there, and it does not have anything at all to do with space weather. Okay. If you want to learn about addiction recovery, or if you're fighting it yourself, or know a family member or somebody you want to try to help, it could be very beneficial to you to come over there. It's called The Lifeboat, if anybody's interested. And again, I drop the link all the time, so I'm not going to, harp on it tonight. So I know I do it a lot, but it's because I wholeheartedly believe in what we're doing over there. It's helping people. So, but anyway, guys, again, God bless. Yahusha saves. You can drink